Welcome back to the channel, where we break down the latest headlines you need to know. Today, we're diving into some major stories from the US and beyond, including a massive new aid package for Ukraine, a major political scandal in New York City, and some sharp policy shifts ahead of the 2024 election. Stay tuned. 8 billion aid for Ukraine. President Biden has announced a nearly $8 billion aid package for Ukraine. This includes $5.5 billion worth of Pentagon military equipment that was set to expire, and an additional $2.4 billion in funding for new air defense systems and other critical weaponry. Biden stressed the urgency of delivering this support before the end of his term, emphasizing the need for Ukraine to have what it takes to win the ongoing war. This package is a signal that the U.S. will continue to back Ukraine as it defends against Russian aggression. NYC mayor indicted. In a shocking turn of events, New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury. He's expected to face charges relating to illegal foreign contributions to his campaign, particularly from Turkey. Investigators are looking into whether Adams helped expedite approval for a controversial Turkish consulate building, raising major concerns over corruption. To make matters worse, federal authorities are also examining whether Adams' associates pressured city officials for special treatment in exchange for payments. Adams maintains his innocence, calling the accusations entirely false. Story 3. White House responds to Adams' criticism. After Mayor Adams spoke out against President Biden's handling of the border crisis, tensions between the two leaders have grown. Adams criticized both the federal government and Texas Governor Greg Abbott for straining New York City's resources by busing asylum seekers into the city. Shortly after Adams made these comments, federal prosecutors revealed his indictment on corruption charges. The White House, through Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, has been quiet on this, but Adams believes his indictment is politically motivated. Kamala Harris pushes to end filibuster. Vice President Kamala Harris is calling for an end to the Senate filibuster to codify abortion rights, following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Harris, speaking in Wisconsin, said the country needs to restore protections for women's reproductive rights, and that the filibuster is standing in the way. Both Harris and President Biden have shown support for carving out an exception to the filibuster, but it remains unclear whether Democrats have the votes to make that happen. Trump's manufacturing jobs plan. Donald Trump is turning his focus to the economy, pledging to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. if he wins the election in November. During a rally in Savannah, Georgia, Trump outlined his plan to offer low-tax, low-regulation zones to foreign companies that relocate to the U.S., particularly targeting allies like South Korea and Germany. This, coupled with his proposal to impose tariffs on goods made abroad, is aimed at appealing to working-class voters who have seen their industries move overseas. Trump threatens John Deere with tariffs. In another bold statement, Donald Trump warned John Deere with a 200% tariff if the company moves any of its manufacturing to Mexico. Trump made this remark during a Pennsylvania rally after hearing that John Deere might shift some operations south of the border by 2026. While the company has remained silent, critics argue that Trump's tariff policies could drive up prices for consumers. Trump, however, insists that these tariffs would help keep jobs within the U.S. Paul Pelosi's stock sale raises eyebrows. Paul Pelosi, the husband of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, sold over $500,000 worth of Visa stock in July, just months before the Justice Department filed an antitrust lawsuit against the credit card giant. The lawsuit claims Visa monopolized the debit card market and took advantage of its position to harm competitors. While Pelosi has no direct involvement in the legal matters, this stock sale has sparked new concerns about possible conflicts of interest, especially given his wife's role in government. That's all for today's news recap. If you found this update helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest headlines. Let me know your thoughts on any of these stories down in the comments. I'll see you next time.